Hello everyone, hello. We are planning from July 24th through the 30th, which is not the last day of July, but it's pretty dang close. So, I just need to check my settings. We are good. Usually I check the settings off screen. I just recorded a update to my health planner. Everything's stickered out. I got a cover for it. I'm now going to start inputting in some of the old information. And I only have through March to go back to, so I'm going to have to see if I have some other archives, other places. I don't think they're going to be in here. They could be in my Moxie Life one, some information, but that is my next project. I have to say, this last week was so much fun in this planner, and I will show you. As you saw, I think I did most of this on camera. I don't think there's much that I added to this. My box came this morning, and that was my cover. That was my fun thing. So instead of having a question mark here, I'm going to be like, woo! So I love this. Some of the colors aren't exact, but that wasn't the point of this. This definitely had me reminiscing about the 90s as a teen, as I talked about here. A lot of this was really fun. I'm trying to subtract really look at these as a date and time, like a time period, and not like they came out 5 to 10 years ago. These stickers, I'm trying to look at them as retro instead of they actually did come out during modern times. Modern times, whatever. So when I look at these, I see some of my youth in them, and it was fun. This was a great spread, but what I will say was the most fun was, so this is kind of how I ended the last week. I did kind of a green theme and a pool theme. Well, first it was kind of a green theme, then it was a pool. And then I forgot to write things there. I had so much fun on these pages. As you can see, I was like, what stickers can I use? I just want to use a bunch of them up. I did go through quite a lot of things. And I love these little watching, eating kind of things. It just reminded me of a diary when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Kept it up. And then last night I drew out today and tomorrow, just had a lot of fun with everything. Had a lot of mistakes too. I was trying to make this nice around here and then it didn't. But again, this is what I would have done when I was a teenager, where I'm just oh, that's perfect. And then I had just a little bit here to kind of carry on through Sunday to kind of keep that theme going, which I kind of regret leaving this blank here, so I think I'll go back and just put some kind of colors on there. But anyway, I just loved living in this kind of a world for a little while, and I guess it kind of coincides with the Barbie movie, I guess. I was into Barbies, for a time. I wasn't sure about this movie, but I love Greta Gerwig. I love her movies. They really are impressive. And I think since Frances Ha, when I saw that, there was something different about them. And then Lady Bird, and then other ones, Little Women. And so I knew she was doing this one, but I'm I don't know. And then when I saw the trailer finally last night or the day before, I was oh, that's why she did this. And yeah, it made me oh yeah, when that streams, I really want to see that, because I'm not going in theaters right now due to health concerns. So I did do my reflections for the week, and I do like how When I moved them over, I could see this text and this text a bit easier, and then just keep the text as small as possible. I can get it to work. So, and then this is tomorrow. But yeah, that's how it went. So, in contrast, see, we started out with like really light pink, and then plants, and then by the pool, and then like full on California. Not quite Barbie, but definitely there's California feels. So this week I want to take it very calm. It is a green, but it's just much more serene. Much more serene. So we're going to like tone it down, keep it more simple, because that was a lot of fun and I don't mind that, but I need to kind of give it a little break as I focus on some other things. So I do have this, which is kind of a vine type look, and then, which I might do across the top here. I don't have an inspiration picture this week since I had these, but let me know if you like that inspiration photo idea. That's how I used to design websites and brands and logos and everything. I would have an inspiration photo or a couple, and you just take from it and run with it. And that's what I think motivated me the last couple weeks. And then seeing that as my desktop, like I had the hotel as my desktop all week. So I may find like a coordinating desktop photo for my computer that's like this, but I probably, yeah, I'm not using a photo. Also, all those photos were linked if you ever wanted to use them as a desktop photo yourself. I forgot to grab something. Here we go. Yeah, like that's why I linked to them, because first of all, credit the creators, but also, you know, that you could download it yourself and put it on your phone or desktop. So I think this will fit right at the top here. And yeah, so I was doing better the last couple weeks since my hysterectomy, but this last week I kind of went backwards because I hit that 1 month mark going, wow, I feel amazing. And then proceeded to overdo it. So I actually kind of went back on bed rest for the week. And like, I get up and walk around, but when I'm not, I pretty much was laying as flat and as straight as possible. So what happened was, when I was doing all those stickers for the health planner, I was twisting my body on the bed. And that wasn't good. I was like, why are the times that I'm doing stickers when I'm in bed making it worse for my body? And then I realized, oh, I was being a pretzel. So, yeah, I was glad to get all the stickering done and then go, oh, I need to chill. And then I think I'm going to put this, do I want to put lists down here? I don't think so. I've been doing a lot better with like list on the side. And do I want to put this all the way across? I think so. I want to try that this week because I've been tempted to do that. But then it felt like, I don't know, it just felt a little weird. Let me carefully get this off. So the last one, this is like an Amazon find, and then this one's a Laurel Denise, but it was a little, well, yeah, because I couldn't put it all the way over here. Okay. So let me hold this up. And do I want it like that, or do I want it like this? I don't use a ton of that space, so no, I'm going to go with my original plan and do it this way. Okay. And have it stick all over the place while I do this. But I'm patient. I'm patient. Hang on there with me. This one's stickier than the other ones. So keep this from going unruly here. There we go. And for causing like tons of unnecessary time here. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, this is just sticking all over the place. So anyway, the extended bed rest did help. And, you know, my husband said that's why, and I reminded myself too, that's why they give you 8 weeks, not 4 weeks for your healing time. So, you know, I just got a little overly excited about doing better. I mean, can you blame me? Yeah. Oh, I went a square below, so that's what I should do over here. Let's see. Here. Yeah, this is sticky stuff. But it's really good washi, I have to say, though. Like, I really enjoy the Laurel Denise washies. I know there's so many out there, but I love her color schemes. They're kind of unconventional and surprising, which makes it fun. So, okay, this feels serene already. I'm liking that. And I do want to save some of these. Like, I've been eating blueberries and lemons and strawberries and things. Like, the 2 strawberries are gone, but also when I got the can I talk today? The notebook, the TN notebook, I got the sampler, which has a little cake on there, which, you know, being my birthday last week, I thought it'd be fun just to have kind of some garden stuff, and I'll probably just use these up, because why not? I do also want to use some of these on the other pages. Maybe the lemon. I don't think I want to put lemons on here. I think I'd rather do just a little bit. Oh, is this all one down here? Oh, it is. Yeah, I don't get her sticker kits, and I know this is like the washi type tape, which is just like all the dates and stuff. So where do I want to put this? Oh, let's put it down here, I guess. If I overlap that, I think it's going to show up too much. Or I can have it on the weekend. I think that would be a little better. To kind of do the weekend here. Let's do that. And I would love to get her kits. I think they are really beautiful. I also just like to do my own thing sometimes. So let's see. Should we put the cake over here? Because that's the thing. We're going to have some leftover cake tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. I might as well just use it on this. And then I can do the individual day pages. Trying to get these layers. Yeah, that's pretty much up right there. Oh, that's a flower. I thought maybe that was a little tiny bee there. When you look at it, I thought that was a little tiny bee up there, but no, they're just kind of asters, like this one here. So, I might use this painting one on one of the other pages. But I kind of feel like I want to use this one somewhere. No, I think I want to hold that back and use it with those. Okay, so where's my pen? The other thing that happened this last week, my son was getting therapy for the last few months. Just dealing with school. Not a big deal. I think all kids should do it. I think all people should do it. We got a call on the morning of the 19th, I had called them finally. That was part of one of my to-do lists. Called them the day before to get all the billing straightened out. And they called me the next morning and said, by the way, you can't see that provider anymore. They're not covered. And so I was having some issues back and forth with the provider. So I'm not torn up. I'm just like, you just left my kid hanging. Like, there was no goodbye. There was no like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't see you anymore. There wasn't any like explanation. So I had to explain it. And he was sad. He was sad because, you form a relationship. And they're like, call us back so we can find you someone else. And it's like, well, what happened here? Something happened at the beginning of July and no one gave notice that they were out of network. And so up until the moment they give notice, they got to cover it. So, there's some free sessions in there, I guess. But if you contrast that as a balance of, well, we actually missed one of our sessions and then they had to all of that is out of my hands. It's not anything I can do. So I won't be putting that on the schedule. I have to say, I'm already loving that I have more room down here because I've had a lot of things going on in the evenings. And I think I'm going to go back to logging, like maybe putting more on here about what I'm doing. Because this is kind of like a nice little landing spot for things. And it was kind of nice to see how, like, I was just tracking a lot of my days. Like, what am I up to every day? Or I just stopped doing that. I don't know. So this was a different way I did it. So today I had just like, times that things happened, and not necessarily a timeline. So right now, let's see, it's about 7:30 is when I got started filming. And then like just kind of keeping track of things that way. But having this evening area, makes me want to put something there. So I still have my therapy. But yeah, it's kind of weird to not have to put his therapy on there. So let's go ahead and pick a card since we're at that point and I forgot to light the candle. And maybe this is the perfect time to light it. Maybe it just is. Maybe that's just what happened. Yeah, so yeah, not only with the bed rest though, I'm still super tired. The last few days, and maybe it was this, I have to admit, like a stoicism within myself of just going, wow, look how far I've come in just the last month in terms of healing. How you just are like pushing yourself forward. And then when you let it all go, when you let all your guards down and just kind of be like in this acceptance mode, you actually are lowering your adrenaline and stress in your body. And then you just feel it. And then you're just like, okay, I need to rest more. Then you're actually in the moment and not faking yourself out and being truthful and honest. And sometimes, at least that's how it is for me. I would love to hear about for you. Like, do you find that there's moments where you thought you were fine, that you were getting good rest, and then when you actually let yourself go, okay, how do I really feel? What are the signs right now? Like, you're like, yeah, I'm getting good rest, I'm drinking water, and then you're like, yeah, but I've had like all these projects that are stressing me out, or I have so much coming up, and how do I just get through this week? And then once you finally accept that and it's at night and you're just like, oh man, I feel it now. Like I actually feel it in my body. It's still, I hate to say I need to do more because a lot of this is societal too. And, you know, putting the pressure on the individual to take care of society's problems is not... Well, hello, star. Hello, star. Maybe the star has a lot of oils on it because it was such a happy thing. Yeah. This is the one I had for all of June. Pretty much. Excuse me. Let me drink some water real quick. Okay. I can almost remember it. And maybe this is a good reminder that, well, because I was like, what is this? All is not lost, just open your eyes. But the picture of the card, you can rewind back and see it, or see it last week, because it's in the deck somewhere, was this face that looked crestfallen. It looked sad because 3 of the 5 cups had broken. And so I was like, what is that for? Like when I got it last week. Excuse me. And then I realized, oh, it's because I needed to hear. It was a coincidence that I drew the card and then it happened. But I needed to hear, like, I'm resonating with the card in a way that is, yes, I'm backtracking, but all is not lost. You're still going. And then going back to the star of, oh, I put the star in quotes, but that's okay. Lungs fill with air. And thankfully I can just erase these. Looks like wings, doesn't it? Lungs fill with air, comma, you are home. Feel hopeful. You are held. There. Okay, I'll put that there. I'll get this lined back up. Yeah, even though I like wrote it over and over, I still can't remember it. But that's my brain. That's how my brain works. What else this week? I need to start putting in a few other things. I didn't actually put my mom school hours on here like I started doing here. We have been doing it every single weekday. So we did it all the way through. I might try to go back and put that on there. But I'm going to try to shift the mom school hours a little earlier. And that's what I think this week is going to be about, is looking at bedtimes, looking at wake times, because I have just treated July like a Saturday, and it is like the Saturday of the year for at least our situation here in, we're in the Pacific Northwest. We are on school holiday. We have warm weather going on. Now the highest it got here in Fahrenheit was 85 yesterday, and that I think is almost the high of the summer so far, which we are so lucky. My goodness, I feel for everyone who does not have that low, right? Like, I wish those temperatures upon everyone. Global warming, it's happening. And sorry, I'm looking here. Oh, my infusion. It's on Monday. I was like, what is this? And I did look ahead in what is estimated, according to AccuWeather, who knows if that's true, but what they're estimating is that there won't be another day through the end of September that's above 80. And that's a dream. That's a dream of mine. We'll see if that comes true or not, because usually we get like a stretch of 90, 95. We've gotten 107 here a couple days in a row. We've gotten probably like that's every maybe 7 years that happens, or 10 years, 7 to 10 years. So we do get some hot temps. We have gotten almost like a whole month of 90s. But being, this far north, we do get a little less, even from our counterparts in Portland, Oregon. They run about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than we do. Vancouver, Canada, runs a little cooler than us. So we're kind of like the midway point here in Seattle. So yeah. So getting back to this part, I feel like I want to track some more things on these weeks because they are going to be kind of empty. I am going to put some more work things on here. I might pencil in some health things just so, because if I have this open in front of me and I can track a little bit on here, I might. And mainly that would be like sleep or water. That's like about it that I'm going to track in here. As I mentioned in my health follow-up, now I'm going to be inputting things, trying things out, and I'm going to do another check-in with that. But that one just had like no information except for one page that I shared on there. But I put that planner together for a reason, and that's to really go in depth with my health stuff. And the biggest question I asked myself as I was setting it up was, what are the critical things that I want to track over time? What do I want to see change? Or what do I want to make sure is staying the same? What am I being consistent with? What do I want to notice correlations between? Not that they're causing each other, but that if I have high stress, maybe I'm not sleeping. And so I just look at this and see like these full numbers, and I feel like, oh, there's something I can do with these timelines that already exist in this book. So instead of like tracking the days, daily back here, I may do that. So I'm going to leave this a little plain because of that. Now going back to my weekly actions here, schedule haircut is coming up. I might be doing that this weekend. So I have that there. I actually got all of my drafts done for Magic. For those who are new here, Magic the Gathering is something that I play. Yes, I'm a nerd. But I do the online version, and I had some drafts saved up, and I wanted to do them while I had downtime because it's partly hard for myself to give permission to do that, but it's also hard for me to look away from work and take the time to do that. But it was a lot of fun. It reminded me that I do need to do that more often because I can hop on there and play a couple quick games. So I can do it in like 15 minutes, which I haven't done it today, so I should do that. But the drafts can take like half an hour up to an hour each. And it's more in depth because you're picking cards and you're crafting a deck and you're putting it together. And it just, there's kind of an art form to it. There's kind of a skill to it because you can't just like throw a bunch of cards together. And you're also collecting the cards. Again, this is all digital, but it was a lot of fun. Some work stuff I'm still following up on. My therapy happened. My son's did not. Mom school finished up today for the week. We've been doing 3 subjects a day, and that's been going really well. The celebrations are tomorrow. Sleep and water have been going well so far. Because I kind of had to rest more this week and really pay attention to the sensations in my body. I didn't try my probiotics yet. I've been eating and consuming a lot of fermented food right now, but I want to add those in as I'm feeling better. It helps me to identify things within my body if I'm just looking at one thing at once. Yet when I visit my primary care provider, we can go after several things. When my primary care person goes, okay, let's just look at one thing at a time, it's never been successful for me. Everything gets drawn out. A bunch of things get delayed that need attention. So the one doctor that I absolutely loved, that I hope I can see again in the future sometime, she moved out of the practice. She addressed 3 or 4 different things at once, put me in for multiple tests and things, and it was perfect because I needed some of those tests to get the other ones done, to get an echo before I had surgery to make sure my heart was okay. It's things that needed to happen. So, but right now, what I have control over is what I'm consuming, and then seeing how one thing can affect my whole body. So I didn't want to have pain in my abdomen, in my stomach area, and not be able to tell where it's coming from. So, I mean, most people could probably tell, but to me, it's a little hard. And then focusing on work, we're going to keep doing that moving forward. Finally called billing. And then there's this one hospital that I think I've mentioned that we're trying to see if we can use a bunch of the credit that we already overpaid for to move into pay this one last bill. I had a couple tiny little med bills pop up and I paid those. They were, one was $12. The other was $60, those little tiny ones. But now I've hit my out-of-pocket maximum. So a lot I won't have to pay for, which is nice. We did take care of one plant, but there's one more plant I want to take care of. And then, which we may be able to do this weekend. And then we're going to see about some trash in the garage. So thinking about those, again, I wish, but with 7, when you do 7 pages, it's going to be on the opposite page every time. So writing out my weekly actions here. I'm going to twist this, turn this. Let's see. I think I want to focus on, so the one thing I did focus on was skincare. How do I want to write this? I'll do script. Skincare was actually kind of multiple things this last week, and I found my face getting super dry because I was just using regular body wash on it. And then when I put my skincare into the shower, then it got a whole lot better. So I was really glad to kind of narrow that down. And hair care this week. Those are things that, I'm kind of still experimenting with, but there's kind of new things. It's like you try something and then when it works, let's see how long we can carry that through. So it's that fluctuation. Shows, always keeping up with my shows, and then MTG is more on the daily, and that's going to take a back seat. So I do want to do some more music, I think. And that's just playing music while I'm working on things. And then, let's see, I think I'm going to have to, it's going to be client check-ins and paper bell, which is my client organizer, and then I really need to get back to the website. It's like, I thought I could work on it in bed a bit. I can, but I've just been so tired. So, and then my therapy, we're going to give my son's therapy, just a little pause here. I think we'll try to start something in August because we do need to kind of help him transition into school. And I think having a therapist would be really good around that time. We're going to continue with mom school. And that's a relationship thing because it's between me and my son. Mom therapy. No. That's not right. You don't need mom as your therapist. There. Thank goodness for erasable pens. So for health-wise, sleep is going to be the number one thing. Water I've been doing a lot better on. It looks like slurp. E. And then seeing, I might give it yet another week on the probiotics. So let me just keep that arrow there. And I'm going to put my energy into healing this week. And then I think like August is going to be kind of that, maybe that deadline of the shift of like transferring more into prepping to get back into a school schedule, prepping to, well, getting back into work, that kind of a thing. So because I kind of backtracked this last week, I want to kind of just go, let's give it another week. And hey, if I have energy for something, I'll try. Hospital bill, because I think I'll have to call about this. Still doing job search, but my husband's still getting interviews. And he might do some freelance in between. So, I'm not sure about the house. Now, I did have, actually, not this week, it was the week before. Where was it? Here, remove art. I actually started doing that yesterday. So, oh, it's right here. So I checked it off. What it is like I have tons of art all over the place. And it's getting to be a lot. So I'm trying to see how it feels just to not have things. It's that balance between having something kind of like modern and clean and not, I just moved into this house and I'm in a dorm room, right? Like where there's nothing up yet and you haven't put anything on the walls. It's possible this light I'm looking at right over here is giving me dorm room vibes. It's one of those, like, it's a black pole that goes straight up with the light on the top. It's kind of an updated version of it, and we do use it, but maybe it's time to get a new lamp. That actually, that may be the thing of taking things down. Now I'm seeing like some of the things that we have in our house that need updating. I get a lot of free stuff, off of Buy Nothing. But I'm also very particular about what I get. Like I found quite a few things like bookcases and things. But sometimes you have to wait for that perfect piece. And I think this light is not it. So sometimes you just have to find like a really nice lamp that really fits in with the aesthetic that you're trying to do. And I think that's what I'm realizing back here. Like my desk and there's a bookcase next to it. They're both IKEA, but they both have kind of a similar vibe. And like I have one of the bookcases, it's the glass with the metal frame next to me, but yet my desk is white. So there's like, that's not exactly the same. It's not matchy-matchy, but it has like those modern vibes. But then I also have some like warm wood tones in here. So I'm a designer on digital, but sometimes when it comes to real life, I struggle a bit. So I guess I'm still going to keep looking at surroundings, like taking stock. I don't have to like change them. surroundings. There's an N in here. I'm just gonna say take stock. And then like there's some trash, as in old appliances and an old vacuum cleaner in the garage we really need to get rid of. But yet it's not enough to take to the dump kind of thing. So those are my weekly actions. Let's just put some colors on those. I also had another thought that I did change around these a little bit, so I don't need the black one. I don't need this gray. The Moxie Life ones, as I found out this week with the dark blue bleeding through, I don't know now if I want those dot markers, because I think they work really well for the Moxie Life paper, but this is different paper. So these don't necessarily bleed through. There's like ghosting and things, but it's not as much as that really dark blue like this one that was causing problems. So now I want the color coordination, but I don't want it to like constantly be bleeding through. So I might just stick with these colors that I have, which don't have to match anymore, because, and that's why I went to a brighter yellow, because I'm not using it to match the actual pages in the book. These were actually the original colors I would use. So it's kind of nice because they're a little bit brighter and you can tell them apart a little bit easier. And this purple is darker too. So I'm just going to stick with those. If you don't need it, yay! And then these pages upcoming here. And then, yeah, we get into August, the following week, I'm going to use these stickers with. So let's go back to here. This is where we'll leave it out. Again, I know I'm missing some things on here. I think I'll show you guys next week really how this turns out, much like here where I filled this in, and there's just, yeah, I got this far. I was using this tracker. I think it worked really well this way of just having 3 instead of 5. It just felt really good. And then Serenity. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. I thought I could hold it until the exit, but I couldn't. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy this, please like and subscribe on your way out. If you want to have this show up when you just go to all your subscriptions, yeah, do that. Otherwise, sometimes I float in and out of your like recommended. That's what I find. Like if you watch a lot of somebody's videos, but you don't actually subscribe, you do sometimes show up within the like here's what's recommended. But if you don't want to miss anything, then definitely hit subscribe so you'll get all of them in your subscriptions feeds. Subscriptions, all of them. Yes. And do that with everyone that you like. That's the point, right? I am noticing even on the screen that this is very close to those numbers, but I'm just going to leave that this week. I'm going to see how that feels. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a good summer. I really, really hope everyone is staying cool in this northern hemisphere. It is really scary out there. And hope you're staying warm in the southern hemisphere. Take care, everyone. Bye.